Okay, today is August 31st, 2017, and right now at 12:15 a.m., it's 84 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is 47%. The dew point is 62 degrees, and the barometer is reading 29.93 inches. And tonight, when I got home around 8:30, it was 90 degrees, and by 11 p.m., the temperature had risen to nearly 94 degrees. And I thought, well, this is crazy. What's going on? I wasn't going to do a video tonight because I don't feel that great the last couple of days. But then I got onto the weather satellites here, and we can see what's going on. We have a transmitter right here superheating this area, and we see a blast pattern right there. There's a ring, a pressure ring, pressure wave, roll cloud moving out. We can see that here in the also in the visible light mode. You can actually see that shock wave moving to the south, that pressure wave right there. And so we had about 20 minutes worth of wind, moderate winds, about 20-mile-per-hour winds, on and off, lasted about 20 minutes. At about 11 p.m. tonight, when those temperatures increased, and that's because these transmitters generate heated descending air into this low pressure area. There's an area of low pressure at the surface level, and that is what is causing these thunderstorms to try to develop. We had very hot weather today. It was around 110 in the West Valley, around 104 up in the foothills at about 2 p.m. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. We had a transmitter right here in this area superheating that developing thunderstorm. We had lightning visible in the mountains tonight, and there may have been some rain in the area. We'd like to hear from other people around Southern California. If you saw lightning and thunder and got a little rain or any kind of detail, just put it up on the comments. But this is obvious. We can see the blast pattern. This whole side blows out right there. Watch, and to the south as well. And that's what prevented the rain, and that's what maintained and actually caused our temperatures to increase by 11 p.m. It was almost 94 degrees tonight. Went from 90 to 90, almost 94 degrees. All right. There's not much to see in the water vapor loop. We just see some clockwise rotation. That's because there's a lot of high pressure installed in this area. Let's go to the, let's go back here. Right there. Okay, this is Lydia developing, this is a tropical storm, Lydia. We see counterclockwise rotation developing. We have deep blue in the center of that, which is right down on the far scale down here. This is shaping up to be a big storm. And towards the end of this loop, we can see a slight icicle pattern right on the edge of that system, which is a blast pattern from probably a microwave transmitter. It could be laser. But these are being manipulated. These hurricanes are being manipulated. Now, we learned that Hurricane Harvey would happen in Houston, the Gulf of Houston. And what is happening currently over in New Orleans. That storm was allowed to move in, as I mentioned. That could have been re-steered and blown apart. If we look at some of the other maps here, such as the western U.S. water vapor loop, we have an area of high pressure built in right here. And look what's happening here. We have a nearly straight edge right there. And nothing is getting beyond this area except for this small thunderstorm right there. But nothing is getting further north. In fact, everything is being steered out to the east. This is a developing hurricane right here. And this could have been Harvey. And this could have been Texas right here. But they allowed that storm to move right in. Now, the National Hurricane Center forecast is for Lydia to move right up the spine of Baja, the Baja Peninsula right here. This is a mountainous area. This is forecast to move up and turn out to the west by Sunday and Monday. So if you have a barometer and you live in California or Arizona or in Mexico, keep an eye on that barometer, because if the pattern holds true, we will see our barometers rise up quite a bit as the storm moves up. That's the trend, because they installed stronger pressure to deflect and steer the storm away. So they've got a projected path based on the conditions up here, which will block this storm. We'll have to see what happens. They may let this run right into Los Angeles. I mean, they've broken a 12-year record down in hurricane has not hit the United States for 12 years. And of course, if that trend had continued, more people would begin to ask, well, is there really a small group of people controlling our weather? So that's the important question. That is a key reason why I believe these weather controllers allowed that storm to move in and do some damage, because it had been 12 years since we had seen a hurricane hit the United States. And it's a confidence game. By allowing a storm like that to move in and cause that kind of damage, reinforces the perception that our weather is in the hands of God and not in the hands of a few people. Unfortunately, the evidence in these videos demonstrate that our weather is being controlled. So we'll keep an eye on that developing storm down here, Lydia. It looks like a very large system, and as I say, we're going to keep an eye on those barometers, because as this moves north, this pressure up here will rise, and that will, we're already seeing it right here. Look at that straight edge right here and right here. This is an area of high pressure. This is a blockade, and that monsoonal moisture, or this hurricane, tropical storm moisture, is getting anywhere. It's dead ending right there. And the same tactics, the same technique could have been used over here, right on top of Texas, and that would have steered that hurricane back away towards Florida, or they could have just hit it with a transmitter and completely wiped it out. Okay, so here is the western U.S. map. We see the jet stream diving down and evaporating right here over Northern California. This should be delivering cool, wet weather to California. And we see a blockade built in right here to maintain separation between the jet stream and all this warm tropical moisture right here. And we see the pattern right here, a big margin. It's been built in. All right. Let's take a look at the Doppler map real quick. We can see there's a little bit of rain near Big Bear and Crestline and out near Victorville. And most of the activity is up here near Las Vegas. There was a lot of, just here about a half hour ago, there was a lot of thunderstorm activity right over Las Vegas. That is all diminished. Okay. All right, so I think we've looked at all the maps. Let's take a look at the surface map. You see a trough right here over Southern California. That is helping to fuel some of that thunderstorm development right over the Southern California area, and out in the eastern desert areas. There's a high indicated, and we have a developing gale right here on this, near this cold front. There's a high right behind that cold front indicated. Okay, next we have these pressure maps. We have the sea level pressure map indicating some low pressure in this area with a lot of squiggly lines. That is the satellite transmitters at work, maintaining high pressure on top of this low. If we look at the 500 millibar, we see a large area of high pressure installed right here over the southwest. These isobars are all chopped up and squiggly because there are transmitters forcing heated descending air into this area. All these isobars should look just like this, very smooth. We see a lot of squiggly lines, especially over this area right here where all the heat is. This is varying degrees of high and low pressure all being mixed together, being forced together. That's what's happening there. That's the 500 millibar. This is the 300. You see the same thing right here. We've got a high pressure right here, closed high, right on top of Lydia, which is a low pressure system. This is a tropical storm, counterclockwise rotation, and we have a high right here. How can that be? That's crazy. And all of this is as well. This is all crazy. And of course, the puppets on TV that are paid, overpaid, they're not reporting all this. We get cartoon weather animations on the television weather. There's a reason for that, and the reason is because this is all demonstrating manipulation. This is stuff that is not explainable without a nefarious activity going on. And of course, when we talk about the weather derivatives being traded on Wall Street, the money being made at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, you can bet on the weather. You can bet, that Southern California or some city in Texas or wherever will have 30 days of sunny weather or 60 days. You can bet anything you want. You can place your bets. And of course, many people don't know that our weather is being controlled, but betting on the weather seems absurd. It seems preposterous until we understand that there is a casino at work. That is the terrorists controlling the weather, working in conjunction with the Wall Street people. And then we begin to understand the motives and the financial incentives. Okay, so, all right, now here, I think I showed this. This is the jet stream hooking down through California. And there's a disruption right here. We showed that on the maps. We've got high pressure being installed over that jet stream right here. That's why the evaporation pattern is what it is. Okay, so we're just going to leave it right here. You see the blockade, and it's all right there. You won't see that on TV. Okay, that's it.